eat it, they'll be like, say what? It's vegan? So yeah. Hey guys, it's your girl Chef Joya, and welcome back to another episode of Say What is Vegan. We're getting ready for the holidays, and we're gonna start it off with two amazing appetizers. There's nothing like getting dinner prepared when you walk into the room, and the starters is the start of the show. We're gonna make my spinach dip and my beef Wellington petite that of course is vegan, and it's absolutely delicious. So let's go ahead and get started. Now typically when you make a beef Wellington, you have your duck cells, which is just a fancy way of saying mushrooms, right? But it's actually mushrooms cooked in cream and wine and all that good stuff. But I'm gonna actually put everything together because we're putting this inside a puff pastry. And when I tell you this recipe is so delicious and so simple to make, you're like, what? And then we're gonna go ahead and add in our mushrooms. You can use button mushrooms or portobello mushrooms, whatever you choose. I like this to be super meaty, so I'm gonna use about 8 ounces of mushrooms that I chopped. You can also put this inside a food processor, okay? Next, I'm gonna take my roasted shallot and garlic. I put this in the oven for about 25 minutes. Just some peeled garlic and some shallots, and I put a little bit of oil on it. You can also season it if you choose. Roasting your onions and garlic actually makes this recipe go a little bit faster because it's already soft. I used to wonder why people are like, why you gotta roast it? It's just the same thing. It's way different. And while that's cooking, I'm gonna turn up the heat just a little bit, because even though that these mushrooms are dry, mushrooms retain water like they just do, especially after they're being cleaned. And so we wanna make sure that we get a lot of that water out. But we're gonna go ahead and also add in a little bit of sherry wine. You can use Marsala wine, you can even use a cognac if you choose, but I'm gonna use a little bit of the sherry wine here. And then next I'm gonna go ahead and add in my vegan meat. Now I'm gonna use ground meat for this recipe. Now if you wanna use some seitan strips, you absolutely can. Just make sure it's flavored and delicious. Make sure it's one that actually soaks up flavor, okay? Walnuts and lentils, they can't play with this one, guys. Womp, womp, womp. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and season it, my favorite part. So we're gonna go ahead and add some of my Red House seasoning. All right, Red House, Red House, Red House. And then we're gonna add a little bit of liquid smoke. Not too much, because what? It'll taste like an ashtray. Then we're gonna add a little bit of vegan beef bouillon, because we need this to have some beefy flavor to it. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of thyme. And then next we're gonna add a little bit of vegan Worcestershire sauce. All right, we're gonna give this a nice little stir, and we're gonna cook this down for about 5 minutes until it's dry, and we're gonna go ahead and get it built. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add our Dijon mustard directly to our mix. Now, you could add a dollop of Dijon mustard right on top of each of your puff pastries once you put the mix inside, but I just kinda like to get it all out the way. So I'm gonna put a little bit in here now. And you use as much or as little as you like. And I think I might actually use a little bit more because I do love that Dijon flavor with the duck cells and the vegan meat mixture. Like, it just gives it an extra bite, right? All right, so we're gonna take our puff pastry. If you did not know, Pepperidge Farm is vegan, okay? So go get you some, all right? This thing is life, honey. A lot of puff pastries that you find that, you know, handmade is used with a lot of butter. I don't know what their science is, but they did it amazing. They did it well, okay? We're gonna go ahead and follow the line. And you could get about 3 mini Wellingtons out of each slice, or 2. So if it's your first time doing it, I would say do 2, but if you got skills, you could do 3. But, you know, for the sake of people doing it for the first time, let's just go ahead and make this into 2. So we're gonna take that, and then we're gonna take some of our Just Egg mixture or vegan egg mixture. You can also use cornstarch and water. I like to use a Just Egg because it adds that nice little yellow color to it. It works really well as a glue. Then I'm gonna take a spoonful of my mixture. You can make it as big or as little as you like. Remember, these are your appetizers, so we're gonna fold it in diagonal. So we're gonna take it this way and that way. Give it a nice little pinchy pinch. Fold it this way and that way. Get a little pinchy pinch here, just like that. We're gonna pick it up, set it to the side on some parchment paper, and get ready for it to bake. So we're gonna do it till it's complete. I'm gonna go ahead and top it with a little egg wash for color right before I put this in the oven. And this is gonna go in the oven on 400. Depending on your oven, you can do 425. Mine cooks really fast, so I'm gonna set mine on 400 for about 15 to 18 minutes. While our mini beef Wellingtons are in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and start on this quick spinach dip that you can easily eat it cold, or you can eat it warmed up in the oven. So I'm gonna take some of this chopped spinach, and you get it out the frozen aisle. If you wanna do fresh, you can, but I like to do it frozen. All right, so we got most of our water out of our spinach, and we're just gonna use my 4-way chopper and smash the rest. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of water chestnuts that have been drained. You can get them diced or you can get them whole. So I'm gonna add some of these to it, and I like mine a bit crunchy, so I'm gonna go ahead and chop some of those up in here. Now, if you wanna add artichoke, vegan crab, you can do all that to this dish. It's still gonna be absolutely delicious. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and take some of my vegan mayo. I love using the Hellmann's for this because it's super thick, so I'm gonna use some of my Hellmann's. Then we're gonna go ahead and add a whole tub of vegan cream cheese. And make sure you leave your cream cheese out that it's been softened so it'll be easy to maneuver. We're gonna add a little bit of vegan Worcestershire sauce because you know I gotta have that. And if I got that, what I got? Hot sauce. So we're gonna add a couple dashes of this hot sauce. Ooh, that was a lot, but that's gonna be good. Next, we're gonna add some vegetable soup mix. Make sure it doesn't have any milk in there. You can also use a dry ranch packet that doesn't have any milk in there, so we're gonna add that to this as well. All right, let's get this all mixed around. You're gonna be like, girl, who did that? You'll be like, I did it. And it's so good. I'm gonna add some of the vegan Parmesan cheese to this, so I give it a nice little mix around. And if you wanna serve this cold, you wanna make sure you put this in the refrigerator to chill for at least 2 hours so it can firm up. But we're gonna serve this hot. So we're gonna go ahead and turn our oven on broil. And if you're not good at watching broil, you need to be glued to your oven because that thing can burn. It'll go from 0 to burnt real quick. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this into our baking dish. Look at this, nice and creamy. Who would not want this? Because I know I do. And of course, we're gonna top it with some more cheese. So we're gonna add our Parmesan cheese in it on there. Add that to it. And if you want it to be a little bit more crispy, you can put a little bit of panko breadcrumbs on there too, but make sure you season them. You don't want them bald head. All right, we're gonna put this on broil for about 1 to 2 minutes, okay? So we gotta keep an eye on it. So our Wellingtons are out the oven. Our spinach dip is done on broil. Everything looks fantastic. I'm just gonna go ahead and top it with a little bit of parsley to give it some of that little green magic, because you know that green makes everything look better. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're going to scoop out some of this delicious spinach artichoke dip. Y'all see that? Look, it even got the little crusties on there, honey. If you ain't got no crusties, put it back. All right. We got that here. So now we get to taste it. Let's see what I'm gonna start with. Let's start with some of this dip, because that is going to be phenomenal. I already know, like, I mean, y'all don't know how good it is. I do, but, listen, it's like heaven. Like, it's crunchy from the chestnuts, super creamy, it's rich. The flavor, the Worcestershire sauce, everything in there is just so delicious. And I'm telling you, once you make this your dinner, it better be right, because you opening up the show with a bang, okay? This is so good. All right, let's get into this Wellington, baby. Look how light and fluffy that is. It's stuffed, and this is a little bit of horseradish. You can add a little bit of that to it. You can even make like a horseradish cream sauce if you want to. Take a little bit of horseradish, vegan mayo, a little hot sauce, Dijon mustard, a little peppercorn. Baby, life. All right, let's see, let's try this out. I am making a mess. Girl, ooh, ooh, that bite, baby. Listen, you're gonna be in charge of appetizers next year after this. These appetizers are absolutely the bomb. Everyone's gonna love them. I mean, I've been saying that from the beginning to the middle, now to the end. Make sure you try this out. Let me know what you think about this recipe when you do. If you're not following me, make sure you click that subscribe button and follow all the links in the description box below. I'm Chef Joya. This is Say What is Vegan, and I will see you next time. Ciao.